In this episode, I hope we will have some cozy time, and to get started, I just wanted to let you know that I'm not a fan of setting up goals for the year ahead anymore, and I'm going to break this down for you in this video. So that you know, the majority of my goals that I have set in this episode for 2022 failed, and currently I really feel that that was kind of a bullshit in general, because what has happened in 2022 no one could have ever predicted. At least I found myself in this situation, and basically what has been happening for the last couple of years to me sounds like a movie scene, and this might could have happened just once in 1,000 years. Like from 2019 to 2021 we had pandemic, and that was absolutely insane. In 2022 the war started, so many of us are having hard times, and there are definitely some takeaways that we need to consider. My greatest takeaway is that you have to be agile in your real life as well. So this is not just a phantom that you're applying at work. This is something that could be implemented in your daily life as well, and I'm going to share how to do this with setting up goals for yourself. In this episode, what we are going to do, I'm going to reflect what has happened in 2022 in terms of my goals, what has failed, what I have managed to accomplish eventually, and what I have managed to do additionally on top of what I have been planning for myself. Secondly, I'm going to share the new approach for setting up goals that I have come up with using Agile, and you're welcome to give it a try as well. And eventually I'm going to draft some goals for myself for the upcoming year, so that at the end of the year I will be able to reflect on the results, to compare what I have managed to accomplish and what was not done, to learn my lessons, and to make the next step. There was a list of goals that I have been setting for myself in that episode, and I'm actually really grateful that I have managed to do this. That's helping me to identify how far have I managed to go through and where I'm currently at by the end of 2022 with the goals that I have been setting for myself at the beginning of the year. I have this list here, let me just bring it up for you so that we are on the same page and so that we are able to compare the goals and the final results that I have managed to perform. Goal number 1 was 100 videos on my channel. Second, 5,000 subscribers on my channel. Third, continue mentorship activities, and one of them was specifically for Women Tech Network community. Attend the Google Dev Academy public speaking course, speak on a conference, earn an award, take a GMAT exam, and travel at least to 2 new locations. Now let's go through them one by one. In terms of the 100 videos, I have managed to achieve 72 videos only. And that was specifically due to the events that were happening starting from February in 2022, and I was not able to create any of the episodes. I have been uploading some of the videos that I have been creating previously, but there was this period of time that I have not managed to put myself together and to make myself creating any sort of the content at all. That's fail. Second one is for 5,000 subscribers, and basically I blame the reason number 1 that I stopped consistently creating and uploading videos to YouTube, and that potentially impacted the overall performance of my channel as well. Number 3 is mentorship. This one I can mark as done. I have been mentoring in 3 different communities in 2022. These are Women Tech Network, Women in Tech, and Riga Tech Girls. I'm still a mentor there, so if you're interested in mentorship in 2023, feel free to check them out. Some of them are still accepting mentees. Another one, like conference, this one I'm marking as failure. Reflecting on this, I'm not sure what was specifically the reason. Probably my topic was too weak to be selected, but this goal was not achieved. Then it was earning an award. And this specific one I would mark as halfway through, specifically because I was nominated, but I was not selected as a finalist in this category, meaning I was nominated in one category, but eventually I became a finalist in another category. And again, finalist is not a winner, and this is something that I can mark as 50-50, as I was there, but eventually the biggest goal was not achieved. If we talk about the GMAT exam, this is a total failure because at some point I have absolutely deprioritized this goal and I haven't done any significant effort towards it. And the last one, travel at least to 2 new destinations, and that was overaccomplished. With traveling, I was pretty much lucky last year, and that has brought me a lot of positive emotions, and I'm really grateful for that. We have been visiting Venice in Italy, we have been to Portaventura near Barcelona. In summer, we have been visiting Palma, Malaga, Cadiz, Ronda. We were in Marbella and a couple of times in Madrid. So that year was pretty much rich with traveling, and specifically on that goal, I'm happy to report that was over-delivered. Okay, I'm back. My camera died, but I have change the better. So hopefully we are going to be okay. I have failed on many of my goals. However, there were some extra space that I have managed to apply hopefully profitably and productively. So this is what I have on my list. First of them was an opportunity to identify what's really important. As I was saying, many of us are having hard times, and at the start of the year that was really tough to go through it, to consume and to digest all what's happening around the world. And what helped me is my daughter. If you don't know, I have a daughter. She is 9 years old. She's absolutely adorable and she's the love of my life. Having her and understanding that she's dependent on me helped me just put myself together and focus. Another extra accomplishment in my list is completing a Spanish course this summer. For those who do not know, I live in Spain, and although I live in Spain, still for some incredible reason I do not have a lot of opportunity to practice, so that I would be able to master the language and to level this up at the level where I would feel myself super much confident. And with this course, that was super intense course, I have had 30 classes within 2 months. That was kind of a every second day class, and I have managed to go from A2 to B1 level, and hopefully I'm capable to maintain this level since then, because my goal is to continue improving, moving forward and leveling up. Wow, that's a hard year, not only for me, but for my camera as well. Currently, I was running out of space. Now, hopefully I would be able to complete it, so let's hurry up. There were two more accomplishments in my list. First, completing a course that was generously provided in my workplace, and that was a course about leadership and motivation. And they have shared a lot of valuable information and tips that I'm able to apply to myself, to the teams I'm working with, and probably with my mentees as well. And that was super helpful and important. The final one, that I have moved my website to the new hosting, that is DreamHost. That's absolutely not an ad. They were super helpful in responding to my requests and assisting me with this migration. That was a good experience so far. This is my new website. Welcome to check it out. And not only this, I have also restructured it a bit. Currently, there are just 3 general sections. One of them is about me and my background. Secondly, my projects. Basically, where do I invest my time? And the third one is a blog that I have started in 2019, and I plan to continue filling it with valuable information. Now let's talk about setting up goals in general. As I was saying, I'm not a fan of setting up annual goals anymore. And another thing that I would like to bring to your attention is that how much is it important to maintain the agile mindset and embrace it to your real life as well. Here is what I'm talking about. Just a quick recap. I'm sure you remember this, but Agile is the product delivery methodology that's used in software development, and there are 2 key patterns that I specifically allocate. First of them is that we welcome feedback and we welcome changes. This means that it's super much adaptive and flexible. Once we receive feedback, once we receive changes, we adjust our scope, understand what could be improved and done better, and make another step ahead. And second one, it's incremental, and again, it's super tight with being adaptive and flexible. Meaning we are not delivering the whole product at once, we are not planning for the entire product life cycle. We are planning for sprints, for increments, for milestones, and this helps us to deliver better results, because at the end of the sprint or milestone, we're receiving feedback and we understand what could be done better. And we implement those improvements and changes, and that helps us to improve on the go and to do better on the go. And this is what I'm looking into implementing in my planning approach in general within my private life as well. Now let me tell you how it's gonna work. You can have kind of a bold goals in general for the year in order to understand what's your direction and where are you going in general again. However, having the exact goals that you are going to achieve by the end of the year and setting up at the start of the year is really hard, because basically 2022 taught us that no one knows what's going to happen in 1 or 2 months. So you need to have a space for yourself to be able to adjust and to identify how the direction could be changed so that you are still on track with your personal development plan. Let's do the same as we plan for projects. Draft the bold goal that you are planning to accomplish by the end of the year, decompose it into the actionable steps that you are able to take at once, prioritize the steps to allocate the core scope, and take a couple of those priority steps for the first quarter. What I'm proposing is to split the year in 4 quarters. That's pretty much straightforward. That's how business works. Everything is calculated in quarters, and there is a reason for that. And the reason is pretty much straightforward. Again, it's hard to accomplish the bold goal at once. It's easier to take actionable steps that are bringing you closer to your bold goals. Another thing that could be helpful and that I'm planning to implement myself is categorization, meaning not only have the huge bold goal, like start living your dream life in 2023, but to have several categories where you can split your goals, and that could help you also to set up first priorities and to identify what should go first within the first quarter. By the way, let me know in comments if you would like me to create a separate video on how to set priorities that could be applied on projects and in your private life as well. And another thing that I would like to bring up here is that it's better to underplan but over-accomplish. And what I'm saying here is that maybe this is not a popular advice, but be a little bit pessimistic. It's better to set minimum required goals for yourself, and if you will have more space, more opportunities, I don't know, more powers, you would be able to accomplish more, and that's going to be super much self-rewarding as a result. But if you will not over-accomplish but achieve the minimum goals that you're setting up for yourself, that's going to be awesome as well, because you have been continuously making progress, and that's going to be notable for you. Now, we are finally at the point where I'm going to share my goals for 2023. Again, I'm not going to set that bold goals that I have been setting for 2022. That was an absolute mistake, I feel. What I'm going to do is to decompose my goals into 5 categories. I'm going to share with you what 5 categories I have chosen, and I have placed 1 to 3 goals in each of those categories so that I would be able to prioritize them and to select which of them to go with for the first quarter. Now, my categories are education and self-development, 2nd, travel, 3rd, community, 4th, health, and 5th, relationships. For education and self-development, I have 2 goals. First of them, to read not less than 4 books. That's kind of a tricky thing. I'm actually consuming a lot of content, but my best combination is watch and listen. However, to be honest, I'm consuming a lot of content and a lot of professional content, but basically this is delivered through videos, through podcasts, and through networking. My goal is to start reading more, to allocate the best approach and how to do this. Basically, to me, it's before bedtime, but the downside here is when I start reading, I'm just simply falling asleep. So I need to find out what's going to be the best approach for me in order to achieve this goal. And another one is to continue leveling up my Spanish, so I'm planning to take another sprint this year to level up from B1 to B2. Traveling. For traveling in 2023, I'm setting up the goal for 3 to 5 new locations to be visited within the upcoming year. Now, let's talk about the community. I was setting up a goal for having 100 videos on my channel. I will keep it as is and I will not modify it. So my goal for 2023 in terms of YouTube to have 100 videos on my channel. Next one is to earn 1 award and to participate at least in 1 conference in 2023. Health. There are also 3 goals that I'm setting up for myself. First is gym, to get back to gym. I'm doing exercises at home, I'm jogging from time to time, but my goal is to get back to gym, and there is a reason for that. Specifically, I recall how awesome I felt myself after the workout. So that's a goal. I need to get back there and to go to the gym on a regular basis. Another one is to pull out my wisdom tooth. I had already pulled out 3 of them. I have the last one, and that is kind of a hard one, so it would require probably some sort of intervention. I'm a bit scared of that, but that's my goal. I need to get rid of it in the upcoming year just to maintain my health on the required level. And one more, I'm not sure about it, but that's really a desirable one. I would like to make a site correction, and this is something to think of, to probably process a little bit in my mind, but I would like to have it on my list. Let's talk about relationships. Here I have 2 goals. First of them is to spend more quality time with my daughter, and this one is a little bit interconnected with the health category. My daughter plays tennis and she does really good. She even has a cup and a couple of medals, and I have been playing tennis for 11 or 12 years, but I have been doing it, I think, almost 10 years ago. So my goal is to get back on court and to do this together with my daughter, so that at least once a week or once in 2 weeks we could have some time on a court together. And the last one in my list in the relationship category is to get out for a coffee chat with someone at least once a month. Not necessarily a romantic coffee chat, but my goal is to meet more people, to meet more interesting people, and to develop this category in the upcoming year too. So that were my goals for 2023. Please drop in comments what's going to be your approach for setting up goals for the upcoming year and what are the highlights. Oh, the highlights. That is something that I wanted to mention as well. Another thing that I would like to give a try is to implement monthly highlights. That could help me to record the best achievements and best accomplishments throughout the year. And I'm going to select one highlight in a month for a record. So again, hope that was helpful. Hope you're going to have a wonderful holiday season. I don't know when this video is going to come out, hopefully before the new year, but see you in the next episode. Cheers!